In the jungles of ancient Southeast Asia, 8 different fighting styles were born. Each one was deadly in its own right, but all shared a common ancestry. From the secretive monkey-foot boxing of northern Thailand to the brutal headbutting art of Myanmar, these styles would eventually merge to create what we know today as Muay Thai. But the story of how these arts evolved involves royal warriors, hidden techniques, and fighting secrets that were nearly lost to time. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of ancient Southeast Asian fighting styles that gave birth to modern Muay Thai. You'll discover why some techniques were kept secret for generations, how different regions developed their own unique approaches to combat, and why some of these arts were so lethal they were nearly banned from existence. At the heart of all Thai fighting arts lies Muay boran, the ancient boxing. But calling it boxing doesn't do justice to what this system really was. This was a complete battlefield art that included everything from ground fighting to sophisticated grappling methods. Originally developed in the 13th century as a military combat system, Muay boran was literally the art of turning a soldier's body into a weapon of war. What made Muay boran particularly fascinating was its approach to combat training. Warriors would study the movements of animals, the way a tiger struck with its paws, how a crocodile used its tail, and the devastating knee strikes of an elephant. Each technique was designed not just to defeat an opponent, but to survive the chaos of ancient battlefields. The training methods were brutal but effective. Fighters would condition their shins on banana trees, harden their fists by striking sand-filled bags, and practice their techniques for hours in the scorching Thai sun. But beyond the physical training, Muay boran included something many modern martial arts have lost: a complete system of battlefield tactics. Fighters learned how to handle multiple opponents, how to fight while injured, and how to adapt their techniques based on the terrain. By the early 1900s, something remarkable happened. King Rama V recognized that this ancient battlefield art needed to be preserved, but also modernized. In a historic gathering in 1910, he summoned the greatest fighters from across Thailand to demonstrate their skills. 3 masters in particular stood out: Dang Thai Prasoet, showing the powerful northeastern style; Kluing Tosaat, demonstrating the central region's techniques; and Prong Cham Nong Thong, representing the southern fighting methods. Each was granted the title of Muan, marking them as masters of their craft. This gathering marked a crucial turning point. The deadly battlefield techniques began to be modified for safer competition, but the core principles remained. The rope-bound hands of ancient fighters would eventually be replaced by boxing gloves, but the devastating elbow and knee strikes remained. The ground fighting techniques might have been removed from sports competition, but they were preserved in the traditional training methods. Perhaps most importantly, Muay boran's influence can still be seen today in the way Thai fighters approach combat. The traditional pre-fight dance, the Wai Kru, preserves movements that once taught soldiers how to fight with weapons. The emphasis on attacking while defending, the sophisticated use of clinch techniques, and the devastating elbow strikes, all these trace their lineage back to this ancient battlefield art. Of all the ancient styles, Muay Chaiya emerges as a testament to martial sophistication. Born over 200 years ago in Thailand's southern provinces, this style earned such respect during the reigns of King Rama V and VI that its practitioners became the preferred choice for the royal guard. The system's development is credited to an army leader of the Ratanakosin kingdom, but it was masters like Kam Sriapai and Plong Jumnonthong who would later make it famous throughout Thailand. Unlike other styles that demanded peak physical conditioning, Chaiya developed a system that could work effectively even when a fighter wasn't in optimal shape. This wasn't about brute force. It was about turning physics and body mechanics into weapons. The style's foundation rests on 3 primary pillars: a distinctive low stance, an erected 45-degree triangle guard, and what practitioners call Thadi Chaiya, the graceful movement. The heart of Chaiya's effectiveness lies in its sophisticated footwork system known as Yang Sam Kum. This isn't just simple movement. It's a carefully orchestrated 3-step pattern that allows fighters to seamlessly shift their position while maintaining perfect defensive structure. Think of it as a deadly game of chess where each step sets up not just the next move, but creates opportunities for multiple attacking combinations. The style's offensive arsenal is remarkably diverse, incorporating throwing, pinning, grappling, and breaking techniques. But what truly distinguishes Chaiya is its defensive sophistication. Practitioners master a complex system of dodging, pushing, and blocking that makes them incredibly difficult to hit cleanly. Their ability to maintain this defensive excellence while constantly creating attacking opportunities made Chaiya fighters particularly feared in competition. In one famous demonstration of the style's effectiveness, Plong Jum Nongthong showcased Chaiya's superiority by defeating a renowned boxer from Korat in front of King Rama V. This victory was so impressive that the king awarded him the title of Muay Thai, a rare honor that certified him as a master of the art. This moment helped cement Chaiya's reputation as one of the most sophisticated fighting systems in Southeast Asia. Training in Muay Chaiya involves mastering specific body mechanics that differ significantly from other Thai boxing styles. Strikes are thrown with an emphasis on precision over power, using what teachers call organized aggression. Students learn to generate force through proper body alignment rather than muscular strength, making the style particularly effective for smaller fighters facing larger opponents. While Muay Chaiya focused on precision, Muay Korat was all about devastating power. Developed in the northeastern region of Nakhon Ratchasima, this style became famous for what fighters called the buffalo throwing punch, a wide circular strike so powerful it could knock out an opponent with a single hit. The first patriarch of Muay Korat, Phra Hin Samahan, is credited with developing its most sophisticated techniques. The style's origins can actually be traced back to the ancient martial techniques of Cambodia, specifically from the warriors of Angkor Wat. This connection makes sense historically, as the Korat region had strong cultural ties with the Khmer Empire. The development of Muay Korat occurred across 4 distinct periods, with its golden age spanning from the reign of Rama I to Rama IV. During this time, the style became known for its unique hand-binding technique. Fighters would wrap raw cotton ropes around their fists and arms up to the elbows. The wrapping acted as armor for their forearms when blocking the style's notorious circular kicks. At long range, fighters would unleash their devastating Mad Wiang Kwai, which would translate as throwing the buffalo. These were intense punches, using wide, sweeping arcs that could end a fight instantly. But at close range, they had an equally lethal arsenal. Unlike other styles that threw straight punches with a horizontal fist, Korat fighters used a vertical fist position, similar to bare-knuckle boxers. This seemingly small detail allowed them to generate massive power while protecting their wrists. The style's kicking technique, known as Tai Wiang, was equally unique. Fighters would train by striking banana trees, but not just for shin conditioning. They were learning to generate power through complete hip rotation, creating what they called Long Dan Pratu, the slamming door effect. Legend says this technique was inspired by watching elephants swing their trunks, combining raw power with fluid movement. Perhaps no fighting style in Thailand's history is more mysterious than Muay Thai, the monkey feet boxing. For centuries, this northern style was kept as a closely guarded family secret, passed down only to those deemed worthy. What makes this art particularly fascinating is its connection to one of Thailand's greatest war heroes, Phra Phachai, known as the Broken Sword Legend. The origins of this secretive art can be traced back to the Ayutthaya period in the 1300s, in the province of Uttaradat. Founded by the legendary Kru Mek, the style earned its name, monkey feet boxing, from its emphasis on lightning-fast kicks and incredibly versatile movement patterns. The system's 24 distinctive moves are divided into 2 categories, the advanced Mei Mai and the fundamental Look Mai. But these aren't just random techniques. Each move is designed to target specific vulnerabilities in the human body. The Thai Mek, cloud climbing stance, for instance, involves a deceptive circular hand motion that masks the fighter's true intentions while setting up devastating counterattacks. Another signature technique, the Naka Sabat Hang, serpent whipping its tail, combines a punch with an unexpected kick, mimicking the unpredictable strike of a cobra. The legacy of this art was carried through generations by an elite lineage of masters. Kruto, born in 1897, became legendary for his explosive punching power combined with blindingly fast kicks. Kru Plong, known as the fast-footed Nak Muay, was said to move so quickly that opponents couldn't track his movements. Each master added their own interpretations while maintaining the core principles that made the style so effective. However, the art faced its greatest challenge after Kru Plong's death in 1979. With him died many of the style's deepest secrets. Today, only a handful of authentic practitioners remain, and they maintain the traditional method of selecting students based not just on physical ability, but on character and spiritual readiness. Dating back over 1,300 years, Muay Lopburi claims the title of the oldest documented Thai fighting style. But what's truly fascinating is its origin story. According to legend, this art was first developed in 675 by a hermit named Sukatanta at the Khao Samor Khan Martial Arts School in Lopburi. This wasn't just any school. It was where King Ram Kamhaeng himself, one of Thailand's greatest warriors, would later train and master the art. What makes Lopburi unique is its emphasis on intelligence over brute force. They call it Chalat Chok, smart punching, or Muay Kiao, where fighters must constantly move whether attacking or defending. Think of it like a deadly chess game, where every movement is calculated to create openings and trap opponents. This stands in stark contrast to Muay Lak, which focuses on power and direct confrontation. The style truly came into its own during the reign of King Narai the Great, who became its royal patron. Under his guidance, Lopburi boxing was standardized and documented, with formal rules and ring etiquette established for the first time. But here's what's fascinating. One king was so passionate about testing these techniques that he would sneak out to compete. King Sanfate VIII would disguise himself as a commoner just to participate in boxing tournaments. The fighting system itself is built around three core elements: lightning-fast movement, precise straight punching, and elaborate deception techniques. Their signature stance, called Frakan Poed Lok, the Dark Lord shatters the world, involves a unique positioning where one foot leads while both fists face upward, the right at chin level and the left at chest level. This stance allows for both explosive attacks and quick defensive movements. Unlike other styles that rely on standard punches, Lopburi fighters developed 5 distinct fist formations: the basic upturned fist, the swan's eye fist, the leopard fist, the Bengal tiger fist, and the lion fist. Each serves a specific purpose, targeting different vital points with varying levels of penetrating power. No discussion of Thai fighting arts would be complete without mentioning Krabi-Krabong, the ancient weapon system that developed alongside empty-hand combat. The name itself tells us everything. Krabi refers to the curved sword, while Krabong means staff. But this wasn't just about weapons. It was a complete system that influenced how empty-hand techniques evolved. The royal bodyguard corps of King Bhumibol Adoyadej were all master practitioners of Krabi-Krabong, and historical records show that early Thai armies used these techniques to devastating effect in warfare. During the height of the Ayutthaya Kingdom, soldiers would train daily in these weapon arts, often practicing on elephants to simulate battlefield conditions. The genius of Krabi-Krabong lies in its versatility. While other weapon arts might focus on just sword or staff fighting, this system developed a comprehensive approach using multiple weapons, often simultaneously. Imagine a warrior wielding the Dab Song Muay, 2 swords moving in perfect harmony, each strike flowing into the next. These weren't just random attacks. They were carefully choreographed movements passed down through generations of warriors. The training method itself was revolutionary for its time. Students would first master the Mei Mai, mother techniques, before moving on to the Luk Mai, child techniques. But here's what made it unique. Every weapon technique had a corresponding empty hand application. When a warrior lost their weapon in battle, they could seamlessly transition to unarmed combat using the same principles and body mechanics. Warriors learned to fight both on elephant back and against mounted opponents. The techniques had to work in multiple scenarios, on open ground, in dense jungle, or even in the chaos of a battlefield where weapons might be lost or broken. Beyond Thailand's borders, two other fighting systems would significantly impact the development of modern Muay Thai: Pradal Serai from Cambodia and Lethwei from Myanmar. Each brought its own unique elements to the evolution of Southeast Asian combat. Known as Kun Khmer in ancient times, Pradal Serai shares many techniques with Muay Thai, but with crucial differences. Khmer fighters traditionally emphasize elbow strikes more than any other technique, believing them to be the most devastating weapons in close combat. Their unique elbow training methods would later influence how Thai fighters approach the technique. The Khmer style also developed a distinctive approach to the clinch, focusing on sharp, short-range elbow strikes rather than the knee attacks favored in Thai boxing. This influence can still be seen today in the way some Thai fighters approach elbow strikes from the clinch position. If Muay Thai is the art of 8 limbs, then Lethwei is its even more brutal cousin, the art of 9 limbs. This Myanmar fighting style adds headbutts to the arsenal of weapons, making it arguably the most aggressive fighting style in Southeast Asia. Even today, Lethwei matches are fought bare-knuckle, with only tape and gauze wrapping the fighter's hands. The transformation of these ancient arts into modern Muay Thai was a gradual process that took place over several decades. In the early 1900s, as Thailand began to modernize, the deadly battlefield techniques of Muay boran needed to be adapted for sporting competition. Moves designed to maim or kill were modified, with an emphasis on control and scoring rather than battlefield effectiveness. Joint breaks became joint control techniques, and lethal strikes were redirected to safer target areas. The complex footwork systems also underwent significant changes. The intricate patterns of Muay Chaiya, with its sophisticated 3-step movements and precise angles, were simplified to work better in a modern boxing ring. Yet the core principles of efficient movement and perfect balance remained intact. Fighters learned to adapt these ancient movement patterns to work within the confines of roped squares rather than open battlefields. Perhaps the most significant transformation came in how power was generated. The raw and explosive force of Muay Korat, which often left fighters exhausted after just a few exchanges, was refined into more sustainable methods. Fighters learned to conserve energy while maintaining power, developing the sophisticated round-by-round strategy we see in modern Muay Thai. The famous buffalo throwing punch evolved into more compact strikes that could be used repeatedly throughout a fight. Even the weapons-based movements of Krabi-Krabong found their way into empty-hand techniques. The circular blocking motions used to deflect swords became the sweeping blocks of modern Muay Thai. The footwork used to evade spear thrusts transformed into the quick steps used to avoid kicks, while the body mechanics of sword swinging influenced how modern fighters throw their elbow strikes. This careful adaptation of weapon techniques helped create the fluid, powerful style we see today. What do you think about these ancient fighting styles? Do you train in any of them, or would you like to learn more about a particular style? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Fight Legends Unleashed for more deep dives into martial arts history and evolution.